Hello students, and welcome back for another storytime video with Oosted Sensei. Today's agenda is quite simple. I want to share with you guys my first experience at an anime convention and tell you guys how it went. And I don't mean the big anime conventions like the ones we have today. I mean a small convention during a time where anime was not mainstream and still a very niche community. It all started in summer 2011. Me and my friends got wind of an anime convention coming to our town for the first time. We all managed to convince our parents to let us stay late and spend the weekend there. And we were ready to spend the best time of our lives. We didn't waste any time, and my four best friends and I headed towards the closest subway station to start our first day at the convention. And right as we entered the subway, we started to see people in cosplay. I remember there was a fat Naruto, there was also a skinny one too, and a very beefy Hatsune Miku, which was unusual, but we loved it. And we were the only one. Everyone else in the subway looked at the cosplayers like they had mental issues. The concept of cosplay was not known at the time, and since anime was still very niche, no one understood what was going on. The reality of anime fans was very different back then. And honestly, the cosplayers had a lot of courage going into public transport dressed like this. We finally get to the convention center, and it's like we're in another universe. There was so many people dressed as our favorite characters, and there was music from our favorite openings playing left and right. People were laughing, talking, just having fun. Everyone felt like they belonged, and so did we. We wasted no time and ran towards the entrance to get our tickets. Just getting our tickets and waiting in line felt like an activity. We talked with so many people about so many things. It was our first time meeting people who shared the same love for anime and Japanese culture as us, outside of a small group of friends. We finally let go of our social barriers and just went at it, non-stop. People were screaming their top 5 anime left and right while waiting, and we also had debates on many different anime and sang all the most iconic openings that were out at the time. The feeling we had was like no other. This was what we dreamed of. Finally, somewhere where we could unleash our inner weebs without any fear of being judged. After we had our fun in line, we got our tickets and got ready for our first panel of the day. Our first stop was the meet and greet part of the convention. We met manga authors, voice actors, and world-class cosplayers. We knew going in that we didn't know most of them, as the names in the list didn't ring a bell. But we didn't care. We were there to meet as many people as we could, have fun, and learn about the guests that we didn't know about. It was a way for us to further learn about what was out there, and all of them had interesting things to say. The only person we knew there was Mel Flanagan. She's the dub voice actress for Uzumaki in Naruto. I think this is where we had the most fun that day. She kept making jokes with Naruto's voice, and we couldn't stop laughing. It was also our first time meeting the person behind the voice of a character that we loved so much. And if I'm being honest, I think meeting a voice actor is one of the best things we can experience as anime fans. It's also as close as we can get to our favorite characters. Thinking about it today, I realize how lucky we were that the organizers managed to get all of those cool people for us to meet, especially considering how small in scale anime conventions were back then, compared to today anyway. We proceeded with our weekend by eating an unholy amount of ramen and Japanese snacks. I'm not joking here. We literally ate at least 5 giant bowls of ramen every single day. And the convention was there for 3 days. We never in our lives ate authentic ramen, so we went all in. And watching so many animes that had what looked like the most amazing bowl of ramen that ever existed made us even more hungry for it. Also, like most of you guys watching, the closest thing we had to authentic ramen was the instant ramen pack that you could get for 25 cents. And that, at best, tasted like cardboard. For the snacks, we tried everything we could get our hands on. If the convention could sell it, we would buy it. We had no way of getting our hands on these Japanese snacks outside of the convention, so we went all in on this too. Since anime was not mainstream at the time, big distributors did not ship out any Japanese snacks or any anime product for that matter. There was just no demand for it at the time. We could order pre-made boxes filled with Japanese goodies on eBay, but that was unfairly priced, and there was always that chance of getting a box filled with rocks. Yep, using eBay at the time was a huge gamble. Now, all of this is nice. Eating food with friends, munching on snacks, and meeting amazing people throughout the weekend. But you must be thinking, where did all the degeneracy go? We're talking about an anime convention here. There must have been some not safe for work panels, right? Yes, you guys are right. There was a part of our weekend I wasn't too sure whether I should talk about it or not, but for content's sake, I will. Obviously, most of what was presented at the convention was safe for work, except for what happened after 10 PM on Saturday. If you still don't know where I'm going with this, let me just say that past 10 PM, people that stayed at the convention started to change. And I don't mean they turned into werewolves. I mean their social shackles were removed, and a different side of them came out. And not a good one. Around 10 PM, we could feel the ambiance change at the convention. There were fewer people, less noise. People started to gather in specific parts of the convention. We thought it was odd, but we didn't understand what was happening. It felt like something was going on, but we weren't informed. We obviously wanted to know what all of that was about, so we found a group of guys and followed them to see where everyone was going. They turned the corner and entered a closed room with no windows or signs outside that indicated what was happening inside. We thought nothing of it and just went straight in. Now, a quick warning, we're going into adult territory here. So if you're not comfortable, I suggest you skip ahead. Alright, so as I was saying, we went in not expecting anything. We walked in a short hallway and turned right. The first thing we see when we turn the corner is about 100 guys standing up and chanting in front of a giant screen playing an adult anime with way too much rope in it. People were screaming, chanting, and acting like apes. We made our way in front of the room where the big screen was, and there was a stage with a guy on it and a mannequin on all fours with a thick red rope tied on half its body. Now, what would an adult in front of more than 100 guys do with this? Well, this panel was basically a course on how to tie rope on someone. And I'm not using the word tie in its most known sense. I'll let you make the image in your head yourself. Needless to say, this was not expected and took us by immense surprise. Half of us left at that point, me included, and the others that stayed took notes. Don't ask me what they're doing today, I'll let you guys guess. We went home after that, and that was our last big event of the weekend. The next morning was the closing ceremony, and we were torn between sadness and pain. We didn't want it to end. We wanted this to continue for the rest of our lives. We were at home there, and we could connect with everyone around us. But our real life was waiting, and reality caught up to us. We said our goodbyes and hoped for the following years to pass as quickly as the last 3 days. We proceeded to attend this convention for the following 6 years. All of them were amazing, and my friends and I made most of our best memories there. If you have the chance to attend an anime convention with your friends, I strongly suggest you do, and you'll most likely have the greatest time of your life. Just be careful of what happens after 10 p.m. Alright, that was all for class today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this story, and if you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, let me know in the comments if you've had a similar experience. As always, stay positive and see you on the next one.